So we're here outside the Rockefeller Museum, and we've got another piece of marble slab. And as any of you that's been watching our videos on this channel, we've been showing you, we've been following this double mark, or what the double tav, the double X's are, all the way from Turkey back here to what's the state of Israel today. Where are we?
At St. Nicholas, I don't know how do you call it. Is it cathedral? St. Nicholas Basilica?
They call it the Church of St. Nicholas.
Yeah.
Basilica? Yeah. And what is that again? That's those double X's. They're telling you the Ecus wheel. Where did we first see those in?
At the synagogue.
Synagogue where? In Sardis. Yeah. The love of money is the root of all evil, and that's where those double X's that they're telling you or something else, it's on the back. Hasmonean coins. It's two X's. It means two marks, and the mark is referring to the marks on the forehead in Ezekiel 9:4. That was the Jewish letter Tav, which was an X. Yeah, later became a T. But prior to that had been of Egypt. And the mark that was placed on the foreheads of people, basically exempting them from judgment, right? The double marks was a sign during the Maccabean era. It was a sign. That's why it was on the back of those coins. It was the 8-parted symbol. 2 X's. 2 marks. This is the sign of the people conquerors. That's what the Nicolaitans sign were. 2 marks. 2 X's. There's no doubt. What they're calling crosses, it's just a Jewish mark, the Tav. And it's on the back of those Hasmonean coins again. The sign of the priest and the king, the Messiah. It's identical to what you see on the floor in Sardis. Do you understand? At the synagogue there. Look at this. You see, there it is again. Again, that's that Messianic sign. This is on the Church of St. Nicholas. These are who we're trying to tell you guys. These are who the people conquerors are. That is not a cross like that's not what they're telling you that's there for. That is a Jewish mark. The double Tav, the double X's are, all the way from Turkey back here to what's the state of Israel today, which is interesting because this appears to be, we'd say this is probably Byzantine, is what I'm looking at. You've got the double marks right there in the center. It's just really interesting to see it leave from Canaanite territory, as an association with like the Canaanite goddess Astarte, to be brought all the way back here under like Byzantine, what their version of Christianity falsely is. It's just interesting to see this mark all over the world, and that the smart people have always known that's what it is. It's a mark. That's what a mark was, right there. 2 of them. Okay, so as we just showed you outside, that double mark that we're telling you, they're telling you that's a Christian symbol of two crosses. That's what they're claiming. It's got a much older association with other things, and where we're at here in the Rockefeller Museum in Jerusalem, the end of the line for what those double marks are. We've shown you that it's associated with the Canaanite and I guess later Phoenician goddess Astarte. That would have been about maybe, I'm guessing, around 3,500 years ago. Around 3,500 years ago, somewhere in that period, the stuff we've shown you at the Heck Museum in Haifa concerning those double marks. Something that God told him not to do. This is why God said we have to carefully, diligently follow the voice of God. That's the whole point here. They're doing this right now with the X's. That's what I'm wanting to make you guys understand. Satan is this world. That's the world lying to you and tricking you, and they're going to get you destroyed by God. The X is the mark. There's Pontius Pilate on the coins. There's Felix as well. You have Festus. Yeah. What is that? Alexander Janus. So here's your double X. There's your double X's, your widow's mite. That's what they would have been right here. Do you see the double marks? You see the X's? This is it in real life. It's always about the money. Right there. Alexander Janus struck in Jerusalem, and it's the double marks, double Tavs, the Phoenician symbol for the letter, for the sound Tav or mark in the ancient Hebrew script, which would have been in Phoenician, essentially. That's what it always was. Their mark on the coin, right there. Right along with Pontius Pilate's coin, right here on 10. Yeah. It's always the love of money is the root of all evil. You see? There's the Tav. Yeah. See, there's your mark right there. That's what the mark is in Ezekiel 9:4. This is what it was at the time of Ezekiel. It was an X. So we've made it to Haifa, Israel. Yeah. We're here in Israel now, where we started a video where we were telling you what the mark actually is. That X, yeah, it's that X. It's the letter Tav in the ancient Hebrew script. It's actually Canaanite, really like a type of Egyptian script, apparently. Same thing. What those X's really mean, yeah, we told you it's Canaanite, yeah. We're here in the museum in Haifa, the Heck Museum. And we're going to show you direct evidence now from the late Canaanite Bronze period. Yeah, right down here, you will see two metallic discs appear to be bronze, a type of bronze. From this period, these discs, they're telling you, these are Canaanite discs now. If you look carefully, what you'll notice is the double mark, i.e. that will that you're telling you is the Ithkas will. It's not. What it is, it's a Canaanite symbol, and what they're telling you it represents here is a star-shaped pendant decorated in repousse technique with incised and punctured decorations in the ancient Near East. The star was the symbol of the goddess Ashtarte. That means Ishtar, yeah? Yeah, and perhaps symbolized other female deities. What we're telling you, that double mark, that double X that you're seeing everywhere that we've shown you, right here, here it is from the Canaanite era. That's what the mark really is. That's what it boils down to. That's really interesting. God has led us here in this little out-of-the-way museum. There's the proof right there. There's a direct link between 14 to 1200 BCE in the Canaanite period, all the way up to the Byzantine period and those double marks that they're showing you on the buildings and all of those synagogues, aka basilicas or churches. This is where it comes from. That's what it boils down to. I'm telling you right there, symbol of Ishtar. That was one of their goddesses at the time, apparently. We're here, though, in the Rockefeller Archaeological Museum, and what we want to show you is that double mark. It goes back a lot further than the Canaanites. Here, what we're looking at is the Star of Yesil. And what this is a 6,000-year-old fresco on the wall. It's a star. And this was excavated out near the eastern bank of the Jordan River near the Dead Sea. Yeah? And the idea that his radiant star is 6,000 years old is fascinating, not only to archaeologists. It's one of the world's oldest frescoes, made by embedding pigments in wet plaster, an extremely durable technique. The painting was found at Teliat Gesul, site of a large rural settlement on the eastern bank of the Jordan River, just north of the Dead Sea. The site's excavation played a role in defining the limits of the Chalcolithic period and in understanding how its material culture differed from that of the Neolithic period, which preceded it, and the Bronze Age, which came after it. So this was prior to the Bronze Age. That's how old this is. Right? The Gasolian and Chalcolithic, therefore, refer to the same culture, a society of farmers and shepherds, the first, I want you to hear this word, first copper masters, yeah? So the first copper masters in the world. The star came from a huge wall painting discovered in one of the houses excavated at the site, and the other houses also revealed paintings, yeah? Alexander the Coppersmith, that's what comes to my memory. What this is always associated with, though, is technology and the society that stems up around it. What? Farmers and copper masters. Again, who was Cain? This is what this boils down to. That's who Cain was. It's smart people. And that star is not what they're telling you it represents. It's really interesting that the cross, we found out recently that crucifixion in Roman times came from the actual Phoenicians.